get it. If you want it, don't sweat it, homie, go get it. If you're trying and it gets you down, don't let it. Take it from me, man, I've been around, don't sweat it. It's all better when you go for this. If I want something, I'ma go get it. At first it be all struggle, then it's all credit. See, back in the day, getting on was mad hectic. Looking for my start in hip-hop like Cedar and Sedgwick. I knew I loved music, ideas sparked the fuse lit. I had talent and knew it, but had...
Cotton Bowl Stadium, Dallas, Texas, the original home of the Dallas Cowboys. Today, we come back to the original site to honor a coaching legend. On DonnieSport TV, we're at the Cotton Bowl. We're going to honor Tom Landry, the original coach of the Dallas Cowboys, as we rededicate a stretch of highway that's very important to Super Bowl 45. Tom Landry, coaching great on the DonnieSport 17 network.
As a friend, I admired him for what he stood for. So today we will honor the memory of this great man with his family. And we do something in preparation for the biggest football game ever to occur in this region. Our first ever Super Bowl. It's 7.5 months away. It's coming fast. And we hope the guys with the stars and the helmets are in the game. Wouldn't that be wonderful? The Senior Vice President of the National Football League, the man most responsible for the Super Bowl, is our good friend and our next speaker, Mr. Frank Zapatis. Frank.
Thanks, Bill. If I'm responsible for anything, it's responsible for managing the Super Bowl this year. I'm not responsible for the Super Bowl as a broad general concept. It is an amazing event. It is going to be even more amazing here. This morning we had a meeting of about 250 professionals from our broadcasters, the NFL, local law enforcement, local officials, the host committee, you name it, they were in the room. And we all committed to ourselves that the slogan for the year is we know that it's always bigger in Texas, but our slogan is this year, it's not only bigger, it's better. And that's what we're going to be doing. As we started to get our arms around a couple of years ago, the enormity of the task in front of us, it also appeared to us that there's an enormous amount of real estate that we had to tie together. The Metroplex is an amazing place with great cities all throughout, but particularly on either end of a spine of an interstate. We wanted to make sure that people who came into the Metroplex before Super Bowl were on a voyage of discovery. That if they stayed on one end of the Metroplex, that they would explore the other end. That they would be able to see all the great attractions, experience the different cultures that they would see along the interstate. We saw the AFC host city in Fort Worth being one end zone, if you will. We saw the NFC host city in Dallas being another end zone. We saw the 50-yard line coming straight through Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. And the thing that tied it all together, the spine that tied this all together, was Interstate 30. And when we recognized the great man that the interstate was named for, Tom Landry, we thought about combining, temporarily at least, the opportunity of celebrating both Coach Landry and the Super Bowl. And thanks to the good graces of the Landry family and the state of Texas, the interstate corridor between Dallas and Fort Worth and running through Arlington will be called, beginning this summer and running through Super Bowl 45, the Tom Landry Super Bowl Highway.
Intensity of that game, it was a great win, and it really gave, I think, a real boost in the arm in the history of Coach Landry and the Dallas Cowboys. And after the game, Walt Garrison mentioned, they asked Walt one time, "Hey Walt, did you ever see Coach Landry smile?" And he said, "No, but I was only there 9 years." But he did. After that game, actually, he was carried off the field. Walt Garrison was carried off the field. I still have the picture at home where the smile on his face. That locker room after we beat the Miami Dolphins with the first Super Bowl was the beginning of a lot of fun. And mindfulness, but a lot of fun also. So we're here today to pay tribute to, I think, the greatest sports icon that's ever come to this great metroplex, Tom Landry, as far as what he stood for both on and off the field. And it's a privilege for me to chair the Super Bowl, and I know he'd be proud of as far as having the Super Bowl here in North Texas. And it's
You need to have like your snowbox with your quarterback, none of those little things that you read about in the paper with other quarterbacks. And he's got and he had a fabulous wife that, so it's just always a pleasant time to be around them and everybody else. Thank you for being here.
Knowing whether this would be their last, I think that same kind of deep faith will get Tom and Alicia, and I guess all of Dallas, and surprisingly enough, all over the world. But here's a man who is an emblem and a symbol of what's the finest about us, and I think that will be a time of celebration.
I've often said myself, if I had my life to go back and live over again, and I could pick a pattern, I'd pick somebody who I'd mold my life after, it would be Tom Landry.
How's that?
You get the sign?
I'd say this close to you. Pick out the guy that still works. Oh. That's a tough one.
Working with committee, yeah, for all the events.
Guy with a tie.
So what are you doing?
Hey, they say
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm Kit. Sorry. How are you? Nice to see you. It was weird. I mean, I looked from up there and I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, sir. Let's bring it back. Great.
Hi there, on DonnieSport TV right now we have the CEO of the North Texas Super Bowl Committee. And I tell you what, things are rolling along smoothly for one. Bil Lively, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
That's right, this is a good event we're having here as we honor the original coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Tom Landry. Let's talk about the Super Bowl 45, the plans. Everything's in motion now. Everything's going as good as planned, if not better.
I think everything's on schedule right now. Aviation, public safety, transportation, volunteer recruitment, sponsorship, everything's on schedule right now. We feel real good about our progress.
7.5 months before the big day in February.
That's right. It's coming fast.
That's right, yes. Now, you're a former, used to work for the Dallas Cowboys once upon a time, so you worked with Tom Landry. Any funny stories, your working relationship between him and Tom?
Well, not so funny, but the story I remember the most in my 14 years in working with Coach Landry was I saw him one day after a game, and he'd won that game. I said, Coach, I can't tell if you won or lost. He said, no, you won't, because we plan to win. So why over-celebrate? If you lose, it's not the end of the world. You just do it again. And that discipline and that attitude affected me. I thought that was a good way to live your life, and I've tried to emulate that. He was a great impact on me.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, Bill. Thank you for being on DonnieSport TV.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go get it. If you want it, don't sweat it, homie, go get it. If you're trying and it gets you down, don't let it. Take it from me, man, I've been around, don't sweat it. It's all better when you go from this. If I want something, I'ma go get it. At first it be all struggle, then it's all credit. See, back in the day, getting on was mad hectic. Looking for my start in hip-hop like Cedar and Sedgwick. I knew I loved music, ideas sparked the fuse lit. I had talent and knew it, but had yet to prove it, yo. I ran the ciphers and the shows.